What was it about music that drifted you over that way?
Um, I don't know. I just always had this love for music. My birth father, he was actually an engineer, producer, and artist, same as I am now, and kind of just feels like it's in my blood. There's a calling for it.
So you had music in your blood.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you got that calling, what did you immediately think you were going to do? A producer? You were going to
I
be an
I
artist?
first thought I was gonna be an artist. I started rapping when I was like 13 years old.
You remember your first rap?
Yeah, that shit was ass.
It wasn't any good, huh?
That shit was ass.
Okay, so
But
you wanted to be a
I
rapper
just
right away.
I just kept going, and I mean it sounded just terrible. So I said to myself, I gotta learn how to mix this stuff, make it sound good. And then once I started doing it for myself, all the homies they wanted me to start doing it for them, and I thought that shit was just hella fun. So I just ran with it, and then from there it's just built up. Started producing, making beats. Now I'm doing music videos and cover art. You know what I mean?
So what I'm hearing is it wasn't working at first and you had to find another avenue. Tell us about why you decided to get into engineering when your first true passion or what you thought was your first love was being an artist.
My love still is being an artist, but I needed to make some money, so I got out there and started doing studio time, mixing and mastering, cover arts, and music videos just to make a little bit of extra cash. But I ended up falling in love with it after a while. So
Okay, so there's a very valuable gem here that most people might not notice. What I'm hearing from you is it wasn't working, but you still wanted to do music, so you found another part of the music that you could get in, which is still overall going to improve your skills as an artist.
exactly.
Most artists think that you just go to the studio and then that's done. You just record it. They don't understand how serious mixing and mastering and even engineering is when it comes to the vocals and everything. Do you think that was a blessing in disguise for you to learn how to mix and master and everything, rather than just
Definitely.
being an artist?
Definitely.
And why is that?
Well, now that I know how to mix and master, it kind of breaks the music down. You understand the music a lot more, the ins and outs, how it works, and it's not just like listening to a song. Now I break down every little sound in my head that I hear from it, and it's just a different way to hear music. And now it's a lot easier to help spread music, a lot easier to get music out for people because of all the time and effort that I put into it.
So would you consider maybe engineering or even mixing and mastering kind of like building the foundation on your house?
Yes.
It might not be the first thing that you do, but it's one of the most important, and the rest of it could just fall down if it's not good. I mean, you could have the best song in the world, but if it's not mixed,
You can have the best song in the world, but if it's not mixed right or sounds like trash, nobody's gonna listen to it.
nobody's gonna listen. Okay, so you got that as a blessing now. So do you think that that puts you in an advantage versus the average artist that doesn't have that as their background?
Yeah, there is an advantage to it. Like I don't have to go out and pay for studio time if I want to record, and now I can network a lot more. I meet a lot of artists every day, and it's just a way to stay in the music 100% of the time.
Okay, so what do you prefer more, being an artist or engineering?
Engineering.
Or mixing and mastering? Okay.
Engineering, mixing, and mastering, just because all the networking I get to do, people I meet. An artist is now like more of the side thing, and now I'm mixing engineering.
Oh, okay. So you've taken another approach to it. You're being an artist is on the back burner, and being an engineer is.
It kind of flipped from how I first started.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
And you like it more because the networking opportunities are more as an engineer.
exactly.
Which one do you just like doing more? Like if you had to go in the studio and do an hour of recording or an hour of engineering, what would you prefer to do?
I mean, I'd probably personally say I'd like to go in and do an hour of recording just because recording gets a lot of shit off your head, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's less work, but
You use it as therapy?
yeah, exactly. But mixing and mastering, there's no problem with that. I'll do it all day if I have to.
Okay. There you go. All right. So you're from Modesto. You were adopted, fought through that. You fell in love with music, fought through that. What do you think the average artist should do if they are in the position where they want to be an artist, but they can't afford to get their music professionally mastered and go into the studio and all that. Do you think that maybe learning a craft of engineering is something that you would suggest, or do you suggest to just save up that money and get it done right?
Definitely. I mean, if you really are serious about your craft like that, you would want to go and learn how to do it yourself. But I mean, just network and find people that will help you out. And there's a lot of good engineers out there. You just gotta find them.
So networking is key.
Networking is key.
And then when you network with others, they might be joining the team. You might provide them with something. They could provide something for you. You're just building a bigger network, because I heard that your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
And you agree with that one?
I agree with that one.
Okay, cool. All right, so now as an artist, what type of music do you like to make when you're making music for yourself?
I dibble and dabble in a few different genres, mostly rap, like casual rap, and then I also be making a little bit of alternative music.
You mean like Green Day and shit like that, or
Kind of more like Lil Peepish.
Lil Peep?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
T-Mac.
Yeah, Green Day is an older
Yeah,
band.
that's a little older.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then, so have you got to engineer any projects or any songs with people where you're like, oh dang, I can't believe I'm actually doing this? Have you had that oh wow moment yet as an engineer?
I feel like I haven't really had that oh wow moment yet, but I feel like my time is coming soon.
Your time is coming. Okay. Cool. What type of equipment do you like to mix on?
I like to
software
mix
or
on
whatever.
Pro Tools.
You like to use Pro
Pro
Tools?
Tools is the one.
Why do you prefer Pro Tools over because isn't there like Reason and a couple of
I
other
mean,
ones?
it's kind of just like it's a personal preference to me.
Okay.
I just started using Pro Tools, and once you learn the ins and outs of something, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And what's some of your favorite plugins that you like to mix with?
Best EQ that I use is Pro Q3.
Okay. Well, why does the Pro Q3 lead the way for you?
It's the sauce.
It's the sauce?
It's the sauce.
And do you use auto-tune or anything like that when mixing?
Yeah.
What's the best auto-tune that you've come across as an engineer?
Man, that auto-tune real-time advanced. That's
Okay.
what I'll be on.
So that's the sauce for you also?
That's the sauce.
Okay.
I can't give y'all all my secrets.
Right,
but you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
Those
we'll
are
have
two
your
of my
presets in the description, but no, I'm just playing. Okay. And what are you working on right now?
Right now I'm doing a lot of mixing and mastering for local artists, and
Okay.
I got a tape coming out soon. It's gonna be called
To be determined.
Determined.
Okay, so you can't give us everything right now, huh?
I can't give you everything right now.
Do you know what month it's coming out in?
It'll be coming out beginning of February.
Okay, cool. So a few weeks and that bad boy will be out.
Yeah.
Got any features on it that you want to talk about, or are you keeping that under wraps too?
This one's more of a solo project.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when it comes to mixing and mastering, what kind of style would you say you have as far as mixing? What sets you apart from an engineer than the average person, the average engineer?
I feel like experience and time. I've been
Okay.
doing this for about 8 years now.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're not out in the field doing the work, it's just, you could go on YouTube all day and search up how to do it, but if you're not actually recording people and going through the processes of it, it's a lot harder to get through it.
So the best way is just to keep doing it.
Keep doing it, don't give up on it.
Okay.
Because there's a big learning curve when it comes to mixing and mastering music. It's like a new language. It's just a sound.
It's
As
just
long
a
as
sound.
that sound sounds right, you know when it sounds right and it hits your ears right.
Okay. All right.